We are back in the trenches here talking about cheating. So we have another guest with us, Mairlyn, because you can always add so much to our discussions. Doesn't really matter what we're talking about, actually.
Honey, I've been around.
You've been around.
You know what? She has a very colorful life. Her stories,
her stories are amazing.
So
you keep us entertained constantly. So I want to keep continuing down this road of talking about the reasons why people cheat, and then I'm going to get you to weigh in a little bit, Mairlyn. The last we left off at revenge. Let's talk about people loving the thrill.
Yes,
there's
loving
some people, the thrill of an affair.
And actually, I see this one happen a little bit more with sex addicts. So totally narcissistic attitudes. I'm not going to get caught kind of mentality.
Right.
And in fact, I find more with sex addicts. They actually really do love their wife.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's the thrill of the chase. It's the thrill of I'm not going to get caught, and so that's why.
Okay, you mentioned such an interesting point, Mairlyn. We were talking about this whole idea of having an emotional affair that you might think is real, and it sort of seems real. Explain.
Well, as an actor, when I was in this show a long time ago, I had a big crush on my other. I was the lead, and he was but he was married. And I said to him, "How have you stayed married, for 20 years in this business?" And he said, "Because I don't fall into the false intimacy." And false intimacy is when you're in an environment where you feel like you're 24/7, or a lot of time with other people, and you give them all your problems, and you discuss, and so you develop this intimacy that's not real. It's just in the moment, and then you don't take those things home to your partner, and the next thing you know, you're going, well, that person understands me way better than her, because you didn't take that home to him or her. And so this is falseness, and
it's like a bubble. It's like you're in a bubble.
Yeah, it's like it's like a little world. And I learned that early on in my career as an actor from that guy.
Wow.
And as a result, I never did that. I mean, I'd fool around, not like fool around. No, that's a bad word.
We all goof around.
Joking around.
Yeah,
I'm not joking around,
joking around.
But I would always take all the other stuff home to whichever husband I was married to.
Nice one. Oh my goodness gracious, that is so funny.
That didn't come out right, but
we all know that's why.
I hear what you're saying. It's like you're bringing the goods back to your partner, because that is your actual life partner, your emotional partner, your physical partner.
Right.
That's the person waiting for you at home, and that's what I was talking about with Brad and Angie.
Right.
You have an intense relationship as actors when you are doing a feature film. You're with these people 16 hours a day, and you're doing a lot of emotional work as an actor. Of course, you fall for people. It's bound to happen.
And then the question becomes, if you are attracted to somebody, would you actually tell your spouse? This is the part, we need to do a second segment on how to protect yourself, because like I said before, right? Like, I think we're all going to be tempted at some point. I think it's foolish to think that we wouldn't be tempted.
Right.
But the question is how we're going to respond. So if we did have an attraction, would we actually tell our spouse?
Does it make sense to tell your spouse?
I think it's really good to tell your spouse.
And then where do you go from there?
Because it's a sense of
honesty?
Honesty. It's a sense of honesty. It's a sense of, you know what, because it's the human part of us. Like, we can't control how we feel, we can control what we do.
See, I'm really going over this, but like, what happens if it's your best friend's husband and you always have dinner together? They go, we're never having dinner with them again.
Well, you're throwing in some great case studies here, Mairlyn.
Okay.
I'll have to think about that one.
I'm a bit worried. I mean, I can see falling, okay, I always tell Scott, oh, there goes, who's my, I think George Clooney's a hunk, but what are the chances of me having a hello
what happens
even?
If you didn't see him, right? What happens if you didn't see him?
Well, I did tweet him, but he's never answered me.
What is wrong with that guy?
I said I'm available.
I can't believe it. But you're not.
I'm not.
But you're not.
Who does he think he is? Okay, really quickly, old flames and a sense of power. Old flames, hello, Facebook.
Oh,
that is causing
I'm telling you, Facebook has been
a lot of problems.
It's especially, I've seen it where somebody, a lot of times when people have a relationship and they're breaking up, a lot of times they're going to go in a rebound. If that next rebound relationship actually they end up getting married, I've seen it happen where they actually start, they kind of hit the work part, and then they're actually kind of contacting their old flame on Facebook.
It's easy.
It's so easy. It kind of goes back to that whole thing around it's available, it's there, it's an opportunity.
Yeah. Good chat, ladies. Break time. More coming up. Stay with us.